Hey guys, Coral Blind Wave. I'm Eric.
I'm Calvin.
Aaron.
And we're back with The Last of Us. Last time on The Last of Us, we had Sam and Henry.
That's right.
And a beautiful, happy ending that came with it, right?
The escape.
I didn't think about what it was until you said last time. I was like, oh, damn, that's right.
Yeah.
When we saw Big Boy.
Yep.
We did see the big boy.
The whole
we saw
car thing.
Yeah.
The truck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was not good.
That's the sound.
Yeah. We also I was also happy to see the Ish Danny poster, children's underground place.
Yeah.
That was cool too.
We also had a poll last time. The poll was, do you think the infected are awake inside and aware of their own actions? Right? That was something that Henry posed?
Yeah.
No, Sam. Sam
did. Yeah, the boy.
All right, so we got 31% say yes. That leaves 69%.
What?
No.
Nuh-uh. Actually
made
it?
It never adds up.
Actually made it?
It never adds up.
Doesn't that carry the... It does add up. That one does.
No, but on the poll, it never does. It's always 68%.
Yeah, but it actually is 69 and stuff. Sweet.
If you look at the desktop.
It's not on here, right?
No, but if you look at the
That's
desktop.
what I mean!
Who cares? You point out every time. All right, we're going to start with Jordan Malley. He says, no, I think the fungus takes over mind and body. I'd say there's literally no more Mr. Nice Guy.
I think it's easier to think that.
It certainly is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the same thing with the zombie ideas and stuff. Like it's easier to be like, that
They're
is
already
no
gone.
longer them.
Yeah.
They're dead. They're gone. They're not in there, kind of thing.
Although
I don't want to think the other way around. You know.
I don't want to think the other way around, but I feel like it's more of a good thing to kill them if they are.
If they're trapped in there.
Yeah.
Like doing things they don't want to do. Like, I don't want to eat my children.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be terrible.
Sam Clintworth says, of course they are. This show is just heartbreak after heartbreak, and there's no way the infected just get to die peacefully. You're right, Sam. It is sad. Mob12 says, I believe in the early stages, yes, because they say in the first episode that they control the body like puppets. It's also very possible that the person is experiencing a sort of nightmare in their mind and hallucinating, or just stuck in a mind prison, either conscious or subconscious. LOL.
LOL.
The LOL got me.
Who is this crazy person?
It's Mob!
What the hell?
I got LOL there.
Schmingles says, for a little bit maybe, but given enough time, I assume the victim essentially enters a vegetative state. So, with that in mind, then, does that mean that Sam was aware? Because he wasn't very done.
You can also fall in the same logic in that, I guess, of people in comas in some state, right? Like when they have brain damage or you're hoping they wake up and they just never do.
Sure.
Like, are they still there? Are they not there? And it's is there brain activities or not?
Well, they say they can hear you, on a subconscious level, right?
Sure. But
That's why people read books and
there's
stuff.
Different levels of comas and stuff too, right? Or brain damage.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Annalise White says, in the Last of Us Companion podcast episode, Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin discuss this. I highly recommend it. It's really interesting. Personally, I think there is a hint of you in there at first. Maybe over time your brain shuts down, but the fungus doesn't kill you. You're not reanimated like zombies. So I feel like your consciousness is either kind of there, maybe in a sort of coma. Either way, it's horrifying to really think about LOL.
Why is everyone laughing?
I added that.
Oh my god!
Henry, give me the gun. What did I do? Give me the gun. Give me the gun, Henry. Give me the gun. Henry, no!
I was going to say, some time and some miles have passed.
Don't show a bunny. Don't show a bunny. Don't show a bunny.
What?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's the cutest fucking thing ever.
I think there's some
There you go, Eric.
bunnies.
Okay, never mind.
Take the gun out, 2 fingers only, put it out of reach.
Two fingers only.
Yeah.
Why did you shoot him?
The gun's all the way over there. He didn't hurt me, by the way.
Yeah, I got eyes.
They really don't care about each other.
No.
Just don't accidentally shoot anybody.
Oh, wow.
She's laughing.
Joe, come on, there's like 1,000.
Who's this little psycho?
Never mind her. I need you to tell us where we are.
You got a map. Why you lost?
Must have missed all the street signs in the enormous fucking forest.
Holy.
We're somewhere here. Exactly where? And your answer better be the same as your wife's.
You telling the truth?
Yeah?
Are you telling me the truth?
Yeah?
You don't seriously believe them.
They've lived here a long time. Put that back.
They don't know anything.
Took a
Never heard
rabbit.
of the fireflies.
That's theirs.
Joe? Joe? Joe, are you okay? Joe?
Shut up.
Holy shit, are you dying?
Panic?
Might be panic.
You can do anything you want. Where are you going? What are you doing?
An old farmhouse, some land, a ranch,
Cool. What kind?
sheep. I would raise sheep.
Sheep are easy. Chickens are good.
They're quiet. Do what they're told.
Yeah, okay.
Huh.
Damn.
Wow. Uh-oh. Oh, they got you surrounded quick.
Horse people.
Yeah.
Speak quickly.
Last chance for a bullet. If you're infected, he will smell it and he will rip you up.
Oh, two puppies.
Aw.
I would not kill you.
What's it gonna do for her?
I don't know.
Yeah, right? Like she's been bit.
Now her.
But it killed the infection. It shouldn't be there anymore,
Let me
right?
smell you to see if I kill you.
Oh no. Thought he was gonna have a heart attack or something.
Maybe bad timing.
Pierce.
Hell of a gate.
Dude, the production of this episode is crazy. Location work and this fort.
Okay. Everything's-
Wow.
Dude, it's like an old western
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Saloons over there.
Something festival.
Tommy!
Shit.
What the fuck you doing here? I came here to save you.
To shoot.
What?
She is such an animal.
Curious. Kids around here don't usually.
What?
Man, we're grateful for your hospitality and all. But it'd be nice to have a moment here, maybe just for family.
Well,
See that?
Maria is family, actually.
Sister-in-law, Joel.
Oh shit. Congrats. Joel, say congrats.
Manners, Joel.
Yeah, right?
Congrats.
How about a tour?
We settled here about 7 years ago.
Is that guy good?
You're surrounded by the mountains.
Everyone pitches in. We rotate patrols, food prep, repairs, hunting, harvesting.
Everything you see in our town, greenhouses, livestock, all shared.
Collective ownership.
So,
Go on.
communism.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It is that, literally. This is a commune. We're communists.
Not in a bad way.
He's like, holy shit, we are.
Oh my god.
Working on raising some hogs, too. Once we get bacon, I mean, what's even left?
Christmas trees and bacon. Pretty decent setup.
So how's Tess?
She's fine.
Oh, that's right.
We survived the only way we knew how. There were other ways. We just weren't any good at them.
If you knew the shit that I've been through, Tommy, trying to find you these last few months.
I'm gonna be a father. Maria's a few months along now. So I just gotta be more careful. Just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
Go grab some supplies and be out of your hair in the morning.
It's a nice place. Just stay here. You know?
I know, but Joel just can't think about Sarah and act rationally. Her eyes. Scrabble.
I put bad guys in jail.
Oh, cool, I guess.
I always liked doing hair, though. Maybe it was a mom thing. You were looking at the little memorial Tommy made?
Yeah.
Is that who Kevin is?
Probably.
I'm sorry about your kids.
It's okay. And kid, just Kevin. Sarah was Joel's daughter. Now, come on. Grab your super fucking eggplant coat.
Where are we going?
The movies.
The movies? They have the movies? Dude, could you watch Indiana Jones or Star Wars again? That'd be so fun.
Resoul.
I'm trying.
Old hands.
Probably. Well, he broke his hand back in.
Yeah, the hairline drop.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's dangerous, but it's nothing you can't handle. Just prepare and do what you do.
You've had people go that way and come back.
All of them. What is this?
She's immune.
What?
Ellie. We made it as far as KC, and then, you know, she saved my life there. From another kid. 5 years ago, I would have destroyed him. But she had to shoot him to save me. 14 years old. Because I was too slow and too fucking deaf to hear him coming. I'm weak. Lately, there are these moments where the fear comes up out of nowhere, and
Is that what they...
my heart feels like it stopped. Listen,
Why are you here?
I came here to talk to you.
No, why are you still here? If you're gonna ditch me, ditch me.
He knows the area better than I do.
Do you
and-
give a shit about me or not?
Of course I do.
Then what are you so afraid of? I'm not her, you know. Maria told me about Sarah, and
No.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I've lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me. Everybody fucking except for you! So don't tell me that I'd be safe with somebody else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
You came here to say goodbye or something?
No. You deserve a choice. I still think you'd be better off with Tommy.
Let's go.
Okay.
Just cut him off.
You're flinching.
The target's too small.
I made it bigger than I should have. Eject the cartridge.
I'm not flinching.
Mm-hmm.
Rifle?
Take the glove off and put it on your shoulder.
Aim right.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
A deep breath in, slow breath out. You squeeze the trigger like you love it. Gentle, steady, nice and slow.
You gonna shoot this thing or get it pregnant? It isn't gonna work. It doesn't aim right. You dick.
What am I gonna shoot?
Asshole.
Right in the middle of the H.
Center.
So I've been thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a sheep ranch, actually. I mean, if the deal is I can do anything.
What's the deal?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer.
Shut up.
Why is that funny?
You gotta sing something now.
No,
Come on now, I'm not gonna laugh.
you're already laughing.
Yeah, okay, true. Well, you're singing for me later. I'm gonna save the fucking world, man. That's the least you can do for me.
I'm gonna save the world.
I love their talking while just traveling.
Are those monkeys?
The monkeys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
All the sets are so good, so reminiscent of the game and stuff too.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect.
It's great. Damn monkeys! Get out of here, monkey!
Huh.
Out the back.
Well, they don't seem to have firearms.
At least they're not using them.
Yeah.
Come here.
Throw with the horse. Out of sight.
Joe!
Damn!
Broke his back.
Oh, careful!
Take him down to the ground.
Put it on the ground.
It works. Oh no!
The bat! The
Fuck,
piece of the bat!
man!
Don't pull it out! Don't pull it out!
That's deep.
Joe! Get on the horse! Get on the horse!
Oh, fuck. They don't have range. Oh, that'd be so painful to ride a horse. Go, go, go,
Right?
go, 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 go.
Go! Get back!
Oh, good job, Ellie.
Joe? Joe? Joe, no, no, no! Shit!
I think he didn't fall on the rail.
I can't fucking do this without you. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. What the fuck I'm gonna do. Joe.
Ugh.
Man. So were they in Jackson Hole?
Yeah.
Like they were in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, right? Mm-hmm. Because they just kept saying Jackson. I'm like,
No, it says, you saw the sign, right? It says, howdy, folks, welcome to Jackson Hole.
I saw it's like howdy, folks. I never saw the whole part.
Yeah, it says Jackson Hole at the bottom.
Because I was like, man, it must be Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a Jackson, Wyoming. I think of it Jackson.
Yeah. It's a pretty great looking place.
Yeah. No, I mean, they had a wall. They had.
I don't know why we gotta wait for the apocalypse. It's good to start that now.
I mean,
well,
where they were and what it looked like is pretty much what Wyoming's like now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people, really flat. Just.
Oh, the flat part, yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, you get those.
No, I love the.
You get a small
I love the
population.
village surrounded by mountains. I thought it looked amazing.
No, that's what I'm talking about. All that.
Beautiful.
That's Wyoming, right now.
Okay, so it's not just all flat. It does
No,
have the mountains?
it's all flat except for where the mountains are.
Okay. I'm so confused there.
No, I mean, so
There's mountains on one side of the state, and the other side of the state is flatter than a
Gotcha.
cornfield in
depends
Ohio.
what part you're in.
Yeah.
But they're all like Casper, Wyoming is around the like really flat area. You just see
Gotcha.
the mountains over there, but you just see them.
But you can drive there
You can get there.
Okay.
And you
300
live
miles, and you'll finally hit mountains.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can see them from a long way away.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Being a hill person like I am, I get uncomfortable when it's really flat. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
no. There's no vantage points.
No.
Somebody could sneak up on you,
Yeah.
but also not sneak up on
they
you.
can't. You just look all around. You just see them. It's like that.
Yeah, but they could crawl on the ground and they could hide behind the grass.
It's not gonna be like that part of Holy Grail. There's just a guy like, aha! He's just there.
Run away! Run away! What a great episode.
No.
Yeah.
Beautiful episode. Cinematography off the charts in this episode. If like every shot was great. There wasn't like, well, we saved money on this one. It was just all good.
I mean, they saved money because it's just like that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do a whole lot. You just have Pedro and
they got to get those poor people to those locations.
Yeah.
And set it up.
those rich people. They're in a vehicle that is heated until like
I'm
right
just
before
saying,
they
it
get on
ain't
that
cheap.
horse. No, I get you.
Did you guys see the pictures of last episode's like set that they built? They built that whole little town where they had the final scene last time with like all the houses, everything falls in.
Yeah.
They built that on a back lot.
On a back lot.
And
Gotcha.
dressed all that.
Wow.
And made the houses and everything. Like that was a real set, and none of it was CGI.
They're spending some money.
Yeah, they are.
It was a tweet I think I saw that was I think it might have been shared in our Discord as well in the Last of Us section, but
I mean,
it was just really cool. It was like what it looked like before, as we were building it. Here's a model.
Wow.
Here it is.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's all like facade houses and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
but it's all practical. That's
just
really cool.
Constantly impressed by every part of the production. Every episode we watch, I love the acting. I love the changes, personally. Like I like that it's very different from the game, but still rhymes with it. Still has like the internal. Like, it has the soul. It just what's happening is slightly different, and really, really, really benefits the characters.
Yeah,
Some of it just feels straight out of the game sometimes. It's great.
it does. Yeah, the shot from the College of Colorado, it was. I mean, that just looked like that place. The monkeys, exactly.
The monkeys.
It was so good.
No, I think so many of the sets, so many of the locations. There's so many good moments in this episode too that had me kind of like teary-eyed. But Joel meeting back up with Tommy, I don't know, was like at the top of it. Like it was just like they didn't even say anything. He just went Tommy, and there was no words, and they hugged.
Yeah, they obviously
it,
they both have a lot of baggage when it comes to
Seeing
thinking
each other.
and seeing each other.
Yeah.
But for that brief moment when they first see each other, it's just joy.
Yeah,
And
it's like they're kids
Joel
again.
feels joy so little that it's so rewarding when he does.
Yeah.
You know? He's usually upset or kind of standoffish, even in his humor, you know? But for that moment, he got to just feel someone or let someone in, like, without question. With Ellie, he's always questioning if he should.
Sure.
You know?
Like in the talking moment, that
Yeah.
part when they're fixing his shoe, and he just. I like it. Tommy's like, it's like he struggles with the idea of her being bit, and he just sits down. He's like, start from the beginning, you know, just go.
Yeah.
Let me listen to you.
Yeah.
Which is good because sometimes you get that element where it's like, I'm starting to judge you right now before hearing everything out, and you just hear like Joel's fears and weakness ideas. Like, he's like, I'm not as strong as I used to be, you know.
Yeah.
I just can't do the same.
The kid snuck up on me and overpowered me.
Yeah, right.
I love when Joel is thinking about Sarah, both in the moment when he thinks that he sees her, and then the moment when he remembers their Christmas together. He can't bring himself to see her face. Like he just sees her hair and it pushes him out, you know?
Well, there was a shot of her face.
Well, yeah, there was.
But-
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like he can't get that close. It hurts too much. Like he can see it, but he can't interact with it too much, or it's just pain.
I think I get what you mean. Like it's like when Ellie's talking about your daughter. Like she told me about Sarah. He's like, don't, stop. Like he didn't want to journey.
Tommy has her name.
He didn't want
on-
to journey into it at all. You know?
Tommy has her name on the mantelpiece and where he lives, where he can see it every day and remember. But Joel can't remember.
It's like a gravesite in a way or something like that, right? Or a memorial, her ashes. You know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what happened in that scenario, right? Like with the apocalypse and everything happening, did they get to bury her? Did they burn the bodies because of infections, or, whatever happened?
All we know is that Joel became a very different person than what we know of him now.
Sure.
Like they said, he used to kill people, but now he kills innocent. Like he doesn't kill innocent people, as in, he's changed, and that's scary to think about.
Mm-hmm. It's like what he used to look like.
I love the Native American couple, Florence and Marlon.
I would watch a whole episode with them. I think
they were so funny.
Like there's like this relationship between them where it's like they cared about each other, but also like I'm also sick of you. 'Cause, like, that moment was like, when it's like, did you tell him the truth? Yeah. You telling me the truth? Like he's gonna point somewhere else, he's gonna kill him.
I know.
That's what it kind of felt like.
I love how the show is like, if you're an isolationist and you can provide for yourself, you're gonna live happily in this world.
Yeah, because they were like, we've been doing this since before anyone was, any of this stuff.
We didn't like people before.
Yeah. So it's like, we're just living the same way we used to live. I also like, it's like, they didn't hurt me. You made him soup? Yeah. I don't know. It's just this fun camaraderie between everything.
Whenever Ellie would say something, she'd giggle. So funny.
And, Jackson Hole they said they don't care about the reputation. So when they hear that, everybody thinks this is the river of death and everyone here dies, don't go.
Yeah.
It's really just because they all stay, I suppose.
Maybe.
But, I would be like, we should probably go get that couple if they want to come. But they seem like they were pretty happy.
The other thing is making just the, you make the story or the legend, right? And it keeps you away, right?
The reputation of the place is a lot scarier.
Why would you change that?
Witch Mountain. That's where the witches are.
Like Iceland and Greenland. You want people to be like, Iceland? I ain't going there. Yeah. Sounds terrible.
Exactly. Man, I loved the whole experience. The only thing I think we missed from is it the monkeys? Isn't there another animal, or is that later?
It's later.
That's later.
I think I'm just mixing some things together in my mind and stuff. I'm like, oh man. But
that is later, but
because I also had a point where I'm like, yeah, okay, so they have a horse here, but they don't have a horse at this part, and I'm like, maybe I'm just forgetting the order that things happened in. It's been a while since I've played the game and everything too, and I was like, I don't want to go too far into the future stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's been 2 years for me.
You played it first, I think, right, Eric?
I believe so.
Before all of us? Mm-hmm. Like a long time ago?
Yep. No, it's cool to see influences from the first game, even the second game in this episode.
Really?
A lot of really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm. We don't get stuff like the details about, like, the monkeys might be infected and something happened to the scientists there. Like, they just kind of moved in this, or at least that's all the information we're given. So, it's not all there, but the important stuff is there. And I just love stuff like Ellie being given a choice. Like, I thought it was important for you to choose, which that's not in the game, and that's an amazing moment. I love the just complete lack of hesitation, because she
just shoves
the
bag
took what
in his
Marlene
hand
said, or not Marlene, Maria to heart, in that you can only be betrayed by people that you trust. Well, she does trust one person.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, she just doesn't want to be left alone, right? Mm-hmm. Like, her biggest fear is that she'll end up alone.
Yeah.
And everyone she's known or loved or whatever has either left her or died. So she got no one person. She's known him for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have anyone else.
Well, he's like,
start anew with someone I don't know.
Yeah. He's like the only person that doesn't talk to her like a kid all the time.
Sure.
I think she really, really shines because of that.
Yeah.
And she's learned a lot from him.
She has.
And it's weird because I think in most situations too, you don't have like, I think usually you can get new friends, but it doesn't mean that because you got someone new that you're meeting, you've lost everyone before.
Mm-hmm.
In this world, it seems that happens much more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to do long distance, because nowadays like you can still stay in contact.
Yeah.
But not back here.
Yeah.
It seems to be really tough.
Yeah, radios about it.
Sure, yeah. And it could be unreliable or intercepted or something.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting how, especially in the beginning, I like that they got into it later on, but Joel just glanced, like he just went over the whole house test thing. Just like, she's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later when he's like, ugh.
Yeah, he has such a hard time opening up.
Maybe it was because of other people being around, but in that part it was in the bar and he was like, I don't know, more standoffish with Tommy.
Yeah.
And then later on it was a little bit, I don't know, more open, vulnerable, I guess.
Yeah, he's hurt that Tommy left.
Yeah.
And never came back. Even though you can understand why Tommy did all those things, like it's still like, I'm your brother.
Yeah.
But I don't think he ever really realized just the way Tommy actually looked at him until he realized, oh no, he wasn't really concerned about coming back to me.
Sure.
And he was resentful of the fact that, like, he didn't stay in contact with him afterwards, even over the radio.
Yep.
It was like, I mean so little that you can just forget about that part of your life because I'm in it.
I think scenes like that are refreshing because at least when I'm playing the game, I don't think I ever really realized just how, like, down Joel got. I should say dark Joel got in the years between that 20-year time jump. Like, he was not a good person.
Sure, yeah. I really enjoy especially the horse ride element of them talking. Just kind of back and forthing about stuff.
Yeah.
Just really reminds me of like when you're in the game, whether you're riding a horse or just walking through streets or whatever, the conversations that Joel and Ellie would have. Sometimes it was fun. Sometimes it's about the history, right?
Yeah.
It's about planes or it's about football or whatever, where you're describing what things were like. And I just like that. For one, it builds up like their relationship a little bit here, especially when you get to the end here and it's like he's been stabbed and dying now.
And Ellie's just so afraid.
Yeah.
I can't do this by myself. You know?
Yeah. When like 2 minutes ago you were just watching them like talk about football and just have conversation.
All right, I'm going to open up some Q&As and we can talk about them as we go. All right, we got a Q&A here. Ronan Unchained says, is it me or is it really scary how similar yet different Pedro, Bella, and Gabriel are playing Joel, Ellie, and Tommy while simultaneously honoring Troy, Ashley, and Jeffrey's work from the first game? They're crushing it. Yeah, I mean, I think that it has a lot to do with how well written the characters are in both versions. But yeah, I mean, these actors get to really stretch.
Utilizing Neil in both too, I think, helps a little bit to kind of help keep a consistency between both.
I feel like we are seeing like slightly different sides of the characters depending on the medium that you're watching, television or in the game, because you can learn a lot about Joel just by playing him, by fighting the gameplay. Obviously, this is a television show. It's not going to focus as much on the actual combat like a video game is.
Sure.
So you have to build him in different ways, and I think it's doing very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I've liked it a lot. I'm curious because I was going to say like, yeah, and you probably get more time with him in the game, which is probably true, but a lot of games versus a TV show, like you might end up kind of pairing off pretty evenly, you know? Most movies and stuff, I'm like, well, you only get 2 hours to tell a whole story of Uncharted versus a 12-hour video game, you know?
Sure.
You get a lot more time with that character, but TV shows being like an hour long each episode, you're going to approach that 10-hour mark or so that a lot of games usually kind of hit around, usually about 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of time in both versions. So I think if you haven't seen the movies or if you haven't played the games, watching this works really well.
I think it does.
You know,
I think it does
I don't
too.
think you lose anything, or you're like, I'm confused, or I think you get the same feel you did from the game.
You do, and then whenever you do plan to play the game, you see different stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
You
fun.
have a
'cause
new fun experience.
It's a different experience, but it's a similar experience,
Yeah.
and you feel like it's just kind of like you're just building off the same kind of characters.
Yep.
So I agree. It's great seeing how well they are mirroring each other in a way, but also different.
Shifter says, who would win in a fight, Game Joel or Show Joel? I think that's like having anybody in a fight with Saitama. Like, Saitama just always wins. Game Joel can, like, use health kits and fix any wound.
Yeah. I was going to
not
say,
fair.
Game Joel gets autosave and
Wait, what?
Yeah.
load after death.
Yeah, you can scum save.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of things.
No, you can't give him those. But we haven't seen this Joel. Like, Game Joel took on so much more, right? That
Yeah.
whole sequence in the city, there is something chasing you around that you got to deal with.
Yes.
It's really troublesome, you know?
It is very troublesome.
He also has, like, nail bombs and more things than what we've seen this Joel use, you know? So,
Sam says, what do you guys think of the political commentary in this episode, both about how it was and the current world? I like seeing the differences between fascism with Fedra, communism, anarchy with the Raiders, etc. No, I liked it. I mean, I think it's easy to say that any system is completely flawed because people can take advantage of any system. Capitalism,
Sure.
communism, socialism can be taken advantage of people with power.
sure.
So I'm open to all the different explorations, but Jackson Hole looked quite peaceful.
It was pretty idyllic.
Yeah.
I did like the moment with Tommy where like he just kind of stopped, like, so it's a communist. And he's like,
well,
no. It's like, well, it is a commune, so we are communists. And Tommy's just kind of like,
just call it.
Is this what I fought for?
yeah, because like he's a military guy, or whatever, right? I just imagine him be like, commies, you know? Like,
just use the word co-op and he'll be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Like where I get my chicken feed.
Yeah, and where we get our water and our electricity from. It's cooperative.
But I did like Joel's how it was thing where it's like people that wanted to own everything and people that wanted to, what was the liberal?
People who didn't want anybody to own anything.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's like the idea is like everyone shares everything,
Yeah.
or someone wants to just own everything and it all belongs to them.
Conserve or be liberal with it, right?
Liberate.
Yeah, liberate. Kyle Jamieson says, hell of an episode. Loved how they adapted the rawest scenes in the game.
Okay.
Really made it their own. Gotta be some of Bella's best work. Also, for the crew, want to hear a really sad Star Wars fact about this timeline? They never saw Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, you're right, 2003.
Yeah.
They barely saw Attack of the Clones, and then Yoda's like, begun, the Clone War has, and then they didn't get to see Clone Wars either. I mean, George Lucas really screwed over this world.
George?
Yeah.
George had nothing to do with it.
Cliffhanger, the Clone Wars, I can't wait to see them. Nothing.
Yeah, but now you can just imagine in your head what it would have been like.
Nah.
What could the Clone Wars have been like?
Movie Poll says Calvin seems like the guy that would teach you how to shoot, explain hydroelectricity, and yell at you for to not pull a knife out when you're stabbed. Calvin, if you're living in a post-apocalyptic Ohio and had to travel across the country with just one crew member, who would it be?
That's tough, because you each have strengths and opposing weaknesses.
Exactly.
I feel like Rick can be quiet and he can do like teamwork great.
Yeah.
He hates outside.
He hates outside.
You're a farm kid.
And you don't want to travel with him.
Yeah.
Oh no, you will have to lead him.
Yeah.
If we get lost.
Like, if we get lost, it's just all me. If you're a farm kid, you know the outdoors and stuff like that, but...
I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think we're good here. We can set up.
This is warm. I like this here.
Make a wall, you know? I think we'll be fine. We'll use the vaccine, you know, what we need a vaccine for.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think Aaron could be a good teammate, but also he could be the worst teammate. Could be.
I'm usually
at different times. Yeah. Like if we're hungry.
We're going that way. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
Let's go over here.
If we're both hungry, we're gonna have a fight, and the adventure's gonna end there.
Oh, you're having the same thing I'm having for dinner, huh?
I knew that.
Oh, you went out and found a rabbit too? Huh. Big surprise.
You try to follow me?
Hinbra says, another great episode. Just love to see the Mandalorian and Ghost Rider hugging each other. Me too. We asked about Pedro and Bella's amazing performances so far, but what are your thoughts on Gabriel Luna's take on Tommy? I personally really like his performance.
I want to see more.
He sounds like Tommy from the game, I feel like.
Yeah.
He does a really good job. I see Tommy.
I think he did a great job at looking at his older brother, both with respect and with apprehension. Criticalness.
Yeah.
Sure. Criticalness is a word.
Critical.
So, yeah, I think he did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as much as seeing the emotional part from Pedro, right? Him opening up, being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't quite have the same thing with Tommy, but I don't have anything against the thing we're getting from Tommy. Hopefully we get to see more of them.
They feel like siblings.
Sure.
Right? I feel like that's difficult to do sometimes with actors who, have only met each other a few weeks ago to have that chemistry and stuff, but it feels like they're brothers. And they've known each other for a long time, and they remember when they were an annoying little sibling or a bullying older sibling or something like that. But
I like you don't look like you've aged. He's like, well,
you got fat.
Well, you.
Yeah.
Dan says, question mostly for Calvin and Eric. How excited were you for the many devious seeds from part 2 that are already planning? First, the thematic ones from the Henry and Kathleen arc, and now the extremely obvious ones. I think it makes everything come together beautifully. I agree. I think hindsight is 20/20, and they're looking at the show with fresh eyes and being like, we can make this even more cohesive. We can make this work even better together.
No, yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I like the little bits that we got.
Yeah, I've been wondering.
Even the girl that slightly looks at Ellie, and she's like, "What?" What did she say exactly? Do you remember?
That's it.
Was it what?
That was it, I think.
What are you staring at? Something like that, yeah.
No, I wonder if what they're going to do with that, if that's just going to be development or just a hint, you know?
Yeah.
But Mike Jackson says, "Hey guys, what are your thoughts on the absences of almost all gun violence compared to the game? Do you think it's a political thing or just a story-based thing?" I think it's a medium thing. You must have things you focus on from television to video games. Video games is meant to be played, so you're going to have a lot more emphasis on the things that you're doing versus the characters that you're developing. That's just how it goes. Last of Us and Uncharted before it, Naughty Dog is really good, I think, at putting their feet in both of those and trying to go forward from there. But I don't understand it being a political thing or anything.
No, I don't think it's a political thing at all.
Of gun violence.
Yeah, I think where there has needed to be for the story, like they've not shied away from it. And the times where like the regular gameplay of just fighting a bunch of enemies and stuff like that would bog down the story, they haven't had those things. And you know, that's where you would normally have the gunplay and the fighting and stuff like that. And I think, yeah, it's like you said, it's just the medium. They're telling the story, not retelling the game.
Sure. I feel like we've had enough of the gun violence parts. And, like, the last episode, I think it was, whenever we had Kathleen and her dude, and it's like they went and killed all the prisoners and stuff. Like, I don't need to see that. I understood what was happening.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just a matter of, like, I guess how much you want to show. And I don't think they're going for, like, this needs to be really graphic.
Yeah.
Just, we want to tell the story. So I wouldn't say it's political. I think it's just a matter of how they want to tell the story. And sometimes, like, long combat sequences work. Sometimes they don't. It just depends on what you're after. And in the game, I think they work much better because you need something to play. You need something to do.
You need gameplay. You need
sneak
to
around,
pad out the plot with this experience.
Because it needs to be interactive in some way rather than just watching cinematics. You know,
Yeah,
engaging. So this is, I think, a way of telling our story, and they have the guns in it that they need to have, and then they don't have other stuff in it. You know.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good with it.
Ray says, "This episode got me so effing much, fellas. The behind the scenes even got me, because I didn't realize when Joel was seeing what he thought was Sarah, he was seeing what she could have been as a mother to her own daughter. My question is, do you guys believe Joel would have been a good grandfather?"
I mean, before probably.
Yeah.
I don't know how good he would be now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, kind of the same things that Maria, I guess, is worried about, right? Like, this is who he used to be. He's like, well, we did those things to survive. And he's like, well, there were other ways, you know? Like, how dark did he get? What did he have to do versus what he chose to do, I guess, you know? Like,
and also, what does he choose to tell Ellie about, like, when she asks him about himself? He never focuses on those things. He talks about being a contractor before he'll start talking about the terrible things. Because I don't think he sees himself that way.
Probably
and he has a hard time when other people see him that way. Logan Britton says, "If you were in Ellie's position, but also knew Joel's reasoning for wanting Tommy to take her, would you guys choose Joel anyway? Because I might choose Tommy, purely because I want Joel to take care of himself and be okay. But I'm not sure."
I don't get why they both didn't go.
Sure.
Well,
Tommy, I feel like that would be the best option, right?
I know Tommy didn't want to go, but after hearing what Joel had to say and stuff, just go with him.
Yeah.
Like, let there be all three of you. Like, if you're already a danger and you're wanting to make sure that she's safe and stuff, and she's going to maybe cooperate a little bit better because you're also there, like, she might not listen to Tommy, right? Which might cause problems too, but she'll listen to Joel.
Yeah. Sure.
And I imagine Joel and Tommy would work well together. So it's just like all of them can work together getting out of there.
Sure. Like
both of them together, he might not have gotten stabbed in that back.
Yeah.
If they were both there punching that guy or whatever, you know?
Tommy watches Joel's back, Joel watches Tommy's back, and Ellie trusts Joel, and Joel trusts Tommy. Yeah. So then Ellie can trust them both.
Yeah, I think that would have been the better solution to me, but that's not what happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can understand Tommy just wanting to stay with his wife.
Sure.
she's pregnant, like this type of thing.
Yeah.
He was just going to do it because, well, someone has to do it. If Joel's not to, then I will have to. But because Joel said he's doing it, okay. I don't have to do it. Thank God I don't have to. That's what I was thinking.
But
so I would have said probably the same thing, like, hey, can you come and support us too? Because I don't want to get stabbed by a bat.
Yeah. Well, like if, the idea is to bring their kid into a better world with possibly having a vaccine to this infection and stuff. If Joel can't get her there, gets her killed, or dies and she doesn't make it, you haven't accomplished what they wanted, right? There's no vaccine, there's no nothing. So
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
A says, do you think Pedro has potentially secured himself an Emmy nomination by this stage in the show? I thought his performance tonight was beautifully done.
I love the fight of being vulnerable, right? Like he's trying to not cry and he's trying to hold it in, but he's also like unlocking everything that's been happening.
Well, you can tell like there's a crack in the dam.
Yeah.
And a little bit of water is seeping through, but it hasn't broken yet. But it could.
Sure.
It's definitely giving that. There's a lot more pain and anguish and emotion behind those eyes.
I despise Emmys and Oscars and award shows. I think it's anti-art to be like, this guy has the best performance of the year. It's like it's so hard to compare performances and how far people go and
it's so rigged.
And it's it's rigged and it's all pageantry and
politics.
Like, how many times do you hear stuff where it's like, I can't believe this guy didn't win an Emmy? Like that lowers the quality of his performance because he didn't get this or she didn't get this thing. I'd say we just get rid of it all. I don't think you're going to lose anything by getting rid of it. However, it wouldn't surprise me if he's up for a nomination, sure. But yeah, there's always going to be really tough competition.
I would say maybe wait till the end of the show to see where it goes.
Yeah, you really phoned it in the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, Joel, you okay? Yeah, all right.
Ouchie.
Ouchie. Oh, man.
Boy says, what do you guys think of the show's more grounded style? The game has some great action segments, but let's be honest, they're mostly there for the gameplay. I'm fine with the show toning down on the action and violence, but I'd be interested to hear what you think. I think grounded is a good word because that's like, I hear grounded, I think, oh, the hardest difficulty. You don't have as many bullets. You don't have as many just, hey, cool resources everywhere to help me out. Like, it's scary. Single encounters can be way more scary when you're on those higher difficulties, so I kind of like think about it like that.
Yeah.
It's just a more realistic version of a very fun game. And that's the last one. All right, we need a poll for this episode. All right, this week we're going to be talking about the choice that Ellie had to make this episode. Tommy or Joel? Which one would, if in her position, you have picked to go to the Eastern Colorado University? Let us know down in the, or let us know at that poll, and also you can say why in the comments.
Man,
you got one?
If I was Ellie, I have to pick one.
Yeah.
Do I know that Joel thinks that he's not doing well and gonna let me die?
Well,
you know exactly what Ellie knows.
I don't think she knew that part, right?
She said, like, I heard you say, like,
you're gonna leave her.
I have to leave her, you have to take her.
Yeah, but
that part.
It didn't sound like she knew of, like, you think that you can't take care of me or that you're getting weak or we're gonna die. So if I knew that part, I might be like, I want Tommy. You know? If I don't know that, I probably want the person that I feel like I can, I don't know, that I know better or that I trust, rather than putting my trust into someone else that I don't have any idea who they are, except for it's this guy's brother. So I might still go with Joel.
By you, Calvin?
It's tough, because I feel like she did hear most of that conversation. So my opinion is probably leaning more towards Tommy, but it's having to learn another person's like weaknesses and strengths and stuff at the end of an adventure.
And operating procedures.
Yeah. Like, okay, I know he's deaf on this side and he has to lay like this. You know, I don't know that about Tommy. So maybe I go with familiarity as a strength over just plain strength.
What if Tommy's like a cannibal? You don't know.
I don't
He's not a
think he's
cannibal.
a cannibal.
What if he is and you don't know it?
I know exactly what he's like.
I mean,
as soon as I get in trouble, I'm gonna be like, Tommy, protect me. He's gonna be like, I'm not the one who protects Chica. And his face is gonna burn off, and he's gonna be fucking Ghost Rider.
And he eats you.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of The Last of Us. We hope that you enjoyed the reaction, the discussion, and that you come back next week if you did enjoy those things. Hit the subscribe button. It's the easiest way to have stuff appear before you to watch. Bam! Right there.
Bam.
Next week.
Bam.